I suggested this to Elliot Alvis, and the car blew up right when he was done, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's the worst that could happen. I mean, that's the worst that could happen, but... Hello everyone and welcome to the shop. Today we're answering questions that no one's been asking. Winter is upon us and you know what that means. It's been a whole year with the Ford Festiva soft rotor and I have yet to do anything with it. That's right, I built this car, and built is definitely a stretch. I put some suspension, way too many wheel spacers, and some wheels on this car. And then I've done absolutely nothing with it. It has just sat here. I've had no motivation to use this. Oh right, I put a new seat belt in it. It smells kind of just like dust in here. I don't know if this thing's even gonna start. I think the answer is probably no. Yeah, I don't think we have much chance there. But oh yeah, and I left the rear windows open. So that's good for everything. Though honestly, to its merit, the interior doesn't look any worse for wear, but yeah, basically I just kind of want to pull this thing back out of the weeds here, partially so I can cut some of the weeds. What the hell? I believe these are called the Tree of Heaven. Like that's the huge tree that I had taken down, which is somehow already growing back, and I can't kill these things. No amount of herbicide is killing these stupid things. So anyway, let's see if we can get this thing going. That seems sturdy. Let's see if we can get this thing going, get something done with it. If I remember correctly, the engine had developed a bit of a tick just from sitting, probably because this car has literally sat here for, I want to say 6 months, and I've done, like, I don't even really like start it up or anything, but let's go get the jump pack and see if it'll move. I can't believe the tires are holding air. It's actually impressive. Let's see here. What sort of animals have begun living in my engine bay? Shockingly, it looks very cromulent in here. Just a bit dusty and a bit oil leaky and a bit vegetative. Man, it's been a long time since I took a look in this engine bay. I have no idea what's going on in here. Let's see if we can get this thing to start. I've actually got a bit of a story about this particular battery jump pack. So as like a low tier content creator on YouTube, I get a whole lot of emails from companies, like a whole lot, and it's always 3 different types of products: dash cams, OBD2 readers, and jump packs. And you know, this was absolutely no exception. I got an email from a company wanting me to try out their jump pack, and being myself, I took a screenshot of the email just because I was in a mood and sent it to a group chat that I'm in. I was like, man, I get so many of these emails. Look at how popular I am. And one of my friends actually said, hey, I've got one of those. It's actually really good. So I emailed them back. And you know what? My friend was right. This thing is quite good if I hook it up correctly. There we go. But if I didn't hook it up correctly, it has reverse polarity detection. I don't know if I'll need to boost it or not, but let's see if let's see if yon car will spring to life. Ooh, that was a spicy start. That is a TAPPY engine. That sounds terrible. Let's get this in the shop. The hood holds itself up. How does that even... What a absolute masterpiece of Japanese and Korean engineering with an American brand on the front. You know, it really doesn't get any better than that. That's the kind of melting pot that America was built on. Anyway, I want to talk briefly about this jump pack again, because like I said, I get a whole lot of emails from companies like this, and I ignore most of them because I don't want to show something off on my channel if I think it's going to be crap. Unless it's one of my cars. Those are all garbage. So this is the Galoo GP4000. I think that means it is 4 amp hours of lithium ion power, if I can unplug the leads here without flinging it across the engine bay. It's a pretty decent little compact unit. It comes in a pretty darn nice carrying case, I gotta be honest. Kind of a hard shell sort of thing. Good for throwing in the trunk of my BMW where it lives because that's the car I drive the most. Comes with a few cables here. First, let me go over the ports here though. You've got this port for the jump leads. You've got a couple of USB-A and a Type-C port, which is what really impressed me because I am a jerk about USB-C. Everything must have USB-C or I don't like it. And then it also has this barrel connector and a flashlight, which I can push and hold. A little flashlight. Pretty cool. Flashes SOS or strobe. And of course, battery indicator. Anyway, for cables here, we've got a charger. I think this is 3 amps charger, a USB A to C cable, and a C to C cable. And then this is what the barrel jack is for. It goes to a handy dandy little 12 volt connection, which has lots of interesting implications. It means I can do silly stuff like plugging this in and then plugging that into a really cheap 12 volt air pump so that I can air up tires on cars without batteries. Helps if I turn it on first. See, it's on. Inflate. What a racket. I actually used this just the other day to charge up my cameras because I was an idiot and did not charge them before a photo shoot. Saved my bacon. This is definitely gonna come in handy with the Buick over there because it's getting cold and that car's on E85, which means it's not gonna start. I just had a thought, let's put this thing to the test. I don't think this is mentioned anywhere in the manual, but something that I do fairly frequently is go buy garbage with either no battery or a junk battery. So, will it work with no battery? Most of these jump packs require there to be some sort of voltage there. I know when I worked at a buy here, pay here, that was a big problem. We'd have cars so dead there was literally no voltage on the battery or like less than 5. And the jump packs would just be like, I don't know, man. Doesn't seem like I'm hooked up to a car. What we have here is no battery. I just hooked it straight to the negative there and let's see here. So I think I'm gonna need to, yeah, it doesn't detect anything. So if I hit boost, which is supposed to be for really dead batteries, so hopefully it works for like literally 0 volts. Oh my gosh. Let's really punish it. Let's do that a few times. Oh, it's resetting. So it was cycling, but look at that, we're still at 3 bars of battery. Needless to say, I'm pretty impressed. I think this thing has my seal of approval and it's still at 3 bars. I charged this once since I got it. I've used it to jump this a few times. I jumped the BMW once and I charged my phone and my camera like all the way up with it. So if you're interested in a shockingly capable little battery bank, go check out the links in the description and use my discount code that's on the screen now and also down in the description for 10% off one of these. They're normally 169 bucks, so you can get one for whatever 10% off that is. I'm not good at math. Now let's go back to being not good at whatever this is. I'm frankly shocked that has coolant in there and it actually looks fairly clean. Something that occurred to me is I've never checked the oil on this. Like not even checked it, I don't think, much less topped it off. So what are we dealing with? Oh, it's full. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it's brown, but it's not like black. And it doesn't smell burnt. I'm not gonna taste it. I'm not the car wizard. I don't think an oil change would really hurt here, and I might actually do an ATF flush, because I'm pretty sure what we have here is collapsed lifters. This happened. Apparently I can push it with the parking brake set. That's a good sign. This happened with my 1991 Miata, and I actually fixed, I fixed it with a ATF flush, so maybe we give that a shot. I suggested this to Elliot Alvis, and the car blew up right when he was done, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's the worst that could happen. I mean, that's the worst that could happen, but, oh, ew. That's what's on the inside of the valve cover, if it would focus. Also on the inside of the oil cap. Just kind of sludged up. Not great. Oh, my finger. How much oil does my garbage Kia Mazda Ford require? 3.5 quarts. We're not going to change the filter for the flush. We'll change the filter when we actually change the oil. God, this is going to be like $60 worth of fluids. Spending money on maintenance sucks because it doesn't make it more entertaining. It just makes it work. I don't want to spend money on that. I want to spend money on fun things. Ugh, okay. Which one of Hulk's inbred cousins put this on? Good Lord. Didn't get a drop on me. The engine is now oilant, and I put the drain plug back in, but not with the force of 1,000 suns like Pinky the Brain or whoever put that in there. So now I've got some cheap ATF from O'Reilly's and some cheap Rotella. I have no idea if this is the right weight or not, but it's only going to be in this engine for an hour, so I couldn't care less. In the engine it goes. There is no magic to this at all. Just putting the ATF in first and then filling it up till it's full with regular motor oil. Smells good. Okay, I might actually leave this a quart low so that the ratio is a little bit stronger. This really shouldn't hurt the engine. I mean, it is rated for bearings and whatnot because there's plenty of that in a transmission. It's just got a whole lot of detergents in it, and it's very, very, very good at breaking this sort of crap down. Seafoam has a lot of the same stuff in it, actually. I think that's mostly kerosene and diesel. I could put some diesel in here too, honestly. See how that does, but this is safer than diesel because diesel is not good on bearings. Well, it's showing on the dipstick at least, so let's go ahead and give this a start after I pull this funnel out from sitting on one of the camshafts. That would be an exciting cold start as this gets absolutely shredded by the exhaust cam. Get on there, 710 cap. This thing starts a lot better since I've applied fresh duct tape to the intake. Funny how that works. Always make sure to maintain your duct tape, folks. I suppose it would also help if I put the battery cable back and tighten it. Okay, we'll come back in 30 minutes to an hour and see what this sounds like. I have good news. It took about an hour for all of the oil to circulate around and get in there, but now the loudest thing on this engine is the injectors. It's absolutely wild how dead silent this is. What's also wild is this box from Krusty Customs Garage that's been sitting in my office for quite a while now, filled with an absolutely wonderful assortment of decals. I'm pretty stoked about this, not gonna lie. Also, not nearly creative enough to lay these out creatively, so we'll have to, I'll have to maybe get some help to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Before I do anything else though, the paint on this car, it's pretty bad. It's single stage on some areas, but it looks like it's been kind of cleared over on this side, which is kind of lame because single stage clears up like this. This is just hitting it with some, where to go? Some Meguiar's M105 extra heavy cut. And as you can see, I also hit this fender. Quite a difference in the deepness of the red and in the gloss. So I'm gonna hit the rest of the car. Just going to absolutely use up this pad. That is not a happy pad there. And yeah, once we're done, we can start putting some decals on this thing. I'm going to jump ahead of a lot of the comments right now by saying no, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, except that my technique is most likely wrong, and I also don't care. It's a $600 Festiva. Like, come on now. That said, decent result. Gaze at the splendor of a shiny Festiva. Wow. Did not get the roof. I'm not tall enough for that. I need one of my tall friends to come over to help me there. But look at that. Interestingly, the panels that have been kind of clear coated, like you can see here, this is clear and this is not. It looks like it was literally just clear coated over the single stage because what was under it polished out. It's super weird. I don't think a normal like two-part base coat would buff out quite like that. But overall, nice. Let's get some decals on it now. Well, there we have it. This is the next step in whatever the heck this is that I'm building here. Garbage? I don't know, it kind of started out as garbage. Maybe we'll think of this as recycling. We're turning garbage into garbage with a bunch of stickers on it. Let me know what you think, I guess. Now I gotta find something to do with this. Thanks for watching.